Hello, Leo. This is a very exciting time. This is a lot. Oh, right. So this lunar cycle is, and this is new moon new 6 from Tuesday, May 15th, 2018 to Wednesday, June 13th. So this is going to be a lot more of an enjoyable lunar cycle in many ways because we're passing out of all of this Taurus region of space, all these planets impacting us from the Taurus region of space, and moving on into the Gemini region of space. And also, we're moving on from an Earth placement of Mars and Capricorn transit. That transit's been going on from the last 2 months into Aquarius. And indeed, at the making of this video, it's actually already in Aquarius, starting Wednesday, May 16th. So this is very exciting for you in particular because, well, for a couple of reasons. There's so much promise, especially with Mars going into Aquarius, and we'll get into that in a moment. Actually, no, let's get into that now. It's the most exciting thing. So Mars goes into Aquarius, as we mentioned in the last lunar cycle, from Wednesday, May 16th, largely until November 15th. There's going to be about a month from August 12th during Leo season, actually, to September 10th. And that's really nicely timed because with all of this promise, with Mars in Aquarius, and what this means is basically Mars in Aquarius is opposite your Sun in Leo. Here we have Mars in Aquarius, and opposite, we have your Sun in Leo, if you have Mercury Leo, Venus Leo, Mars, anything else. Basically, this is a time, even with just Sun in Leo though, this Mars in Aquarius is a wonderful culmination of what you've been working on, what the plans that you've had consciously and even subconsciously for the last year when Mars was in Leo and conjunct your Sun, and as it progressed throughout all the different energies. Sorry, this is confusing for me. Here we go. There we go. Throughout all the different energies of the zodiacal wheel to end up in Mars in Aquarius. So this is how it works. Any planet that is conjunct our natal sun and then is opposite our natal sun is kind of like at the full moon part of that. And what that means is basically it's the culmination period. Yeah. So just like with the full moon, the sun and the moon are opposite each other. With Mars opposite your natal sun, this is like your full Mars, basically. So this is huge because Mars spends about 6 weeks in each sign, and it's spending 5 months, almost 4 times as much as its usual transit in Aquarius. This doesn't happen often. In fact, I don't know exactly when it's going to happen again, but it could be decades from now. It could be could be in the next lifetime, to be honest. This is a long period of time. So let's make the most of this. Now, that being said, as I was saying, when Mars goes back into Capricorn from August 12th to September 10th, the only time that it will be not in Aquarius from here until November 15th, that's going to be nice because it's going to be during Leo season. It's going to be a nice kind of escape from all this energy because this energy is so wonderful, but it's so intense too. And you'll feel it. You'll feel like, right now it's like, yes, let's do things. Let's get things moving. Like, yes, the resources are coming together. The people are coming together. The ideas are coming together. What I'm passionate about is building, and it's coming together, and I'm so excited and wonderful. And then months of that goes by, and you're just like, I'm exhausted. I need a break. Holy shit! Like, Mars, go away. I'm tired of learning about what I need how I need to move forward, and I'm tired of facing parts of myself that I don't necessarily want to be facing right now, or at least not all the time, because that's going to be a thing too with Mars opposite your Sun, and especially if you have Mercury in Leo, there's going to be a source of, you're going to have so much energy of just like moving forward, and the outside world will be helping you to move forward. But sometimes that Mars principle is going to show maybe how we're not moving forward enough, or conversely, if we're having anger issues, if we're not quite expressing our anger in a healthy, productive way, going and working out or focusing on something that's productive that allows us to create, to express, to be able to use our anger for something positive. As John Lydon said in Aquarius, again, the partner sign for Leo, anger is an energy. And Joe Strummer said what song is it? It's hard to remember, but Joe Strummer's a Leo with Mercury Leo. And he said, anger, it's an energy. You know that you can use it. I think it's Clampdown. Yeah. Anger, you know that you can use it. Use it for positive. That's going to be a key thing because this year is largely like pupils dilated, adrenal glands pumping for you. And it's like, yes, let's go. But you want to make sure that you're going in the right direction because picking a fight at this time, or conversely, more likely, somebody else picking up that you're agitated or frustrated and then picking a fight with you, whether you know them or whether you don't, And especially if you don't, because that Mars and Aquarius energy opposite your sun, it could be just a random stranger who comes by and is also agitated and is just like, oh, I'm gonna pick on you because this Mars and Aquarius energy is. You're having this aura of just power during this time, and that's a wonderful thing. However, some people like to challenge auras of power, and especially if they're not happy, and especially if you're giving off an aura not only of power, which is natural, but also an aura of, oh, I'm unhappy, I'm unfulfilled. It's gonna be really hard to not take that bait. But it's essential that you do, because shit can explode very quickly. Very quickly. Mars in Aquarius does not play. It's an energy that's like, it goes to the moon before you even blink. It's an energy that constantly, it's like rocket fuel. And for the combustion, the fire, the passion of Sun and Leo, it can become an explosion very quickly. So you want to make sure that you're channeling this rocket fuel. You want to make sure that you're doing yoga, you're meditating, you're going for walks, you're exercising, you're getting the blood pumping, you're doing things that are productive and creative. And you want to make sure that in your job, and if your job isn't serving your purpose, then change jobs, for goodness sake. This Mars and energy is going to help you tremendously. You want to make sure that everything is going forward, because Mars cannot tolerate something going backwards. And it doesn't necessarily always have the fine-tuned logic and precision of being able to say, this is what's not moving forward, and this is why, this is how we'll turn it around, or this will let go of this, we'll move on this. It'll just go, fuck, and then start like hacking with swords till something changes. Not the best way to handle a situation if you want to be able to avoid blood and isolation and pointless anger and outbursts and fines and arrests and shit like that. So this is a wonderful time to be able to just keep breathing and keep doing what I was saying before: yoga, meditation, working out, and making sure this is a great time to express yourself too artistically. But this is a wonderful time to really, this is a culmination of over the last year. So it's good to look back and go, okay, what have I been working on the last year? What hasn't quite been able to move forward? It's just been like stuck. It's getting there, but it hasn't quite been able to. This is the time where that goes, especially over the next lunar cycle, of the sun going into Gemini, Mercury going into Gemini. These energies are being wonderfully helpful and being able to retain poise, to be able to think through things, to be able to breathe. But again, anger is key, because that Mars and Aquarius energy is prodding you. And if you're not moving with the prodding, if it's pushing you and you're just going, no, I'm not gonna do what I need to do to be happy, eventually you're gonna turn around and snap at that person or that place or that situation or that job that is acting, that is the channel, the conduit for that Mars and Aquarius energy pushing you. See, this is a wonderful time to be encouraged, for other people to come to you and go, hey, do this, you're doing great, you'd be amazing at this. If you really want to do something, just do it. Let your heart call out, let your heart follow what's calling to it, and let your voice call out, let your heart call out. Just be yourself and just do it. Don't let fear get in the way. Don't let anxiety get in the way. Don't let being concerned about, but what if I fail? Don't worry about that. Mars is going to pick you right back up, and you're going to keep moving forward, It's like the imagery I just got, it was like a jetpack, you kind of like, I'm skidding against the ground, and I'm up, and I'm going straight forward. This is a wonderful time to be able to do that. And even if you stumble a bit, hey, we all stumble, okay? It's okay to not be perfect. Nobody's perfect, We're just figuring this out as time goes on, and what's beautiful is this is an adventure. This is a journey. There's nobody who really fails as long as you're still moving forward, okay? So this next lunar cycle is really helpful because we have all this Gemini energy. Sun goes into Gemini Sunday, May 20th. So you've been feeling kind of this tension, all this Taurus energy. You've been focused way too much on material possessions for your liking, way too much on just the basic reality of this world, which is important. All of these energies are different. All these different energies are important. Every placement is important, and without one, it all just crumbles. It doesn't have that full cohesion, that full order, that full journey. But that being said, Sun in Gemini is a lot more to Sun in Leo's liking, because it's more light, it's more free, people are more talkative, they're not just focused about, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I don't want to talk, I don't want to enjoy life. Maybe sometimes there's been some enjoyments with that Sun and Taurus energy because it does enjoy luxuries and whatnot. But overall, it's not a really great time to just be like, yeah, let's just have fun and laugh for no fucking reason. This is a beautiful time to do that. And communications with others are going to be really lively. You're going to find yourself being feted, being celebrated, and being the center of attention as you usually are. Especially with that Mars in Aquarius energy opposite that, you're going to be the one who sets up parties or sets up interactions, sets up people to meet other people, and you're going to benefit greatly from this. So this is wonderful. Keep doing that. With Sun going into Gemini Sunday, May 20th, and then Mercury goes into Gemini Tuesday, May 29th. Now, quick note on this. These energies overall are beautiful. They're helping you. It can be challenging, however, especially on the 29th with the full moon, with Sun and Mercury being in this energy, to not speak too quickly. This energy is all about speaking quickly. I have Sun and Mercury Gemini natally, and that's a lifelong challenge. So it's going to be very interesting when the world is operating at this kind of fucking mental speed and what. And that's the thing is, that sounds so nice. Oh, it's operating at a fast mental speed. Yeah, but the mind doesn't understand everything. The heart understands so much that the mind can never really understand. The body understands so much that the mind can never really understand. The emotions understand, etc. And so we want to make sure that we're not speaking without thinking. We want to make sure that we're not just rushing into things, that we're not just, yeah, I'll do that. Oh, yeah, I can do that too. Oh, I'm also going to do that too. Make sure that you're not committing to a bunch of things, because people are going to want you on their team. They always do. But, nobody's always wanted on the team, because sometimes, we have to make sure we're not being a little bit arrogant. I got plenty of Leo energy myself. That's one of our challenges. And we want to make sure, there's a lot of things. But long story short, this is a season where people are like, yes, come on my team. I know that you can help us. I know that you're wonderful with this and you're perfect for this. Make sure you're not overcommitting. It can be very flattering to receive all this attention and all of this yes, inclusion, be included. Well, you are on our team, yay! But you want to make sure you don't overextend yourself, because then you'll start getting irritable, and that's when, again, when the Leo poise in regality turns into the Leo, irritation, when it's an angry kitty, like wet kitty. It's like, oh, I just want to be on my own and hit a yarn ball. That's really important during this time too, is to spend plenty of time on your own, just thinking and reflecting. Okay, how do I move forward from here in my life? What is it that I need to do to be able to activate this Mars in Aquarius opposite my Sun energy? What do I want to accomplish with this year? Because this year, even though all this Gemini energy is going, yay, we still have Jupiter in Scorpio. And what this energy means for you as a Leo is this year is one of intense transformation. Jupiter has been in Scorpio since October 10th of this last year, and it'll be there until November 8th. Jupiter will then go into Sagittarius, and that's going to be very exciting for a lot of reasons for you. It's going to be a nice flow, but all of that nice opportunity and prosperity and goodness coming to you this next year of 2019 and at the last tail end of 2018 is all dependent on how much inner growth that you do. And that's a huge part of this transit as well of Mars and Aquarius, is it's a psychological rebirth, because it's activating your Sun, and it's also activating that Jupiter and Scorpio energy. And so you're going to be challenged to grow and to advance and to be able to let go of old ideas, beliefs, habits, thoughts, just anything and everything that is holding you back. This is a wonderful process in the end, like every process, but it's challenging in the moment, because it's like, oh, I don't necessarily know if I wanted to let go of that so quickly, but I kind of have no fucking choice now. Oh man, it can be intense, okay? So just keep in mind, hey, this isn't the end of the world. Nothing is going to shock you so much that you can't recover. This is going to be a really intense time, though. I just realized we do have a grand cross going on. Your Sun in Leo, Uranus in Taurus. Uranus just went into Taurus. We've talked about that a little bit in the last lunar cycle, but this is going to be there for 8 years, so we'll get there in future lunar cycles. And opposite, or that's square that, which is square your Mars and Aquarius transit, which is opposite your Sun, and then it's square the Jupiter and Scorpio. So you are going through a wonderful time of intense transformation. Especially over the next, basically until November 15th. But that's okay. That's a good thing, because we all need to grow. Life is change. And ultimately, this doesn't mean that everything's going to change for the worse. No, not at all. Not at all. It's up to you to be able to make the most of these energies and to change for the better. And indeed, the Leos who stay really focused and like, this is what I want to do with my heart. This is what I want to do with my life. My heart is my passion, is my guide, is my beacon, my lantern, and it's guiding me forward. I'm going forward. I'm letting go of the fears. I'm letting go of the pains. I'm making peace with the past. I need to move forward already. And I want to move forward in a way that's the best for me and the best for everybody on this planet. that is how you're going to make the most of this year. And this is a turning point of a year. This is, even if things have been going really nicely for you, this is when it skyrockets super high. I mean, with no limit. So this is very exciting. Now again, take your time. These are very intense, very long-term transits, and it's just one step at a time. But your heart is going to be fulfilled this year, especially by the end of this year, in ways that it's never been before. But it requires a couple things. It requires letting go of what no longer serves you. People, places, things, internal, thoughts, beliefs, habits, anything. Occupation. Could be anything in your life. It requires staying calm, requires breathing, making sure you're taking care of all the different realms, the mind, the heart, the body, the soul. And it requires being able to look at yourself and be really honest with yourself. What needs to change, and how do I change it? With love. All this is with love. It doesn't mean like, oh, why do I need judgment? No, like, with love, okay? But that being said, there are a lot of Leos that are going to be experiencing huge rebirths who've been very much shadow form before, and that's okay, But now it's time to move forward. Those who don't are going to have a hell of a year, and it's going to be painful. But with awareness comes the ability to understand, comes the ability to change. And with that, that is the power of cosmic consciousness in our hands. So, enjoy! Infinite love to you, my friend. Namaste.